Close your eyes for a second. Imagine it's 30 days from today. You walk into a room, a job interview, a coffee shop, a video call with someone from another country, and you open your mouth to speak English, and nothing stops you. No pause to translate in your head. No fear of the wrong word. No shrinking into silence because you're scared people will laugh. Just words, flowing out of you, naturally, confidently, like they always belong to you. That version of you exists. Right now, today, that person is only 30 days away. But here's the truth nobody tells you. Fluency is not a knowledge problem, it's a muscle problem. Let that sink in. You are not failing at English because you don't know enough words. You already know thousands of them. You've read them, memorized them, written them in notebooks 100 times. The problem isn't your brain, the problem is your mouth. Your mouth has never been trained to move the way English moves, and in the next 20 minutes, I'm going to show you exactly how to fix that, starting today. Let me ask you something. Have you ever understood a movie perfectly, but when someone asked you a simple question in English, your mind went blank? You knew the words, you had the words, but your mouth didn't know how to produce them fast enough. That's not a coincidence, that's biology. Think about it this way. When you were a baby, you didn't learn your first language by studying grammar books. You didn't memorize verb conjugations before you said your first sentence. You learned by listening thousands of times and then trying, failing, and trying again with your mouth, out loud, physically, repeatedly, until the muscles in your tongue, your lips, your jaw learned the shapes of that language. That's called muscle memory. And it's exactly the same reason a piano player doesn't look at their hands anymore after years of practice. Their fingers just know, not because they memorized where every key is, because their muscles trained themselves through repetition. Speaking a language is a physical skill, not just a mental one. This is why you can read English fluently, write essays, pass exams with high marks, and still freeze up in a real conversation. Your brain has the information. Your mouth has never rehearsed producing it in real time, under real pressure, at real speed. So here's the shift I need you to make right now, in this moment. Stop treating English like a subject you study. Start treating it like a sport you train. You wouldn't expect to run a marathon by reading books about running. You'd expect to run every day, a little more each time, building endurance, building strength, building the muscle. Speaking English fluently works exactly the same way. And that's what the next 30 days are about. Now, I want to be honest with you about something, because motivation without honesty is just noise. 30 days will not make you sound like a native speaker with a flawless accent, discussing philosophy without a single pause. That's not realistic, and anyone who promises you that is lying. But here's what 30 days of daily mouth training absolutely can do. It can take you from freezing up to speaking, from translating in your head to thinking directly in English, from silence out of fear to imperfect sentences spoken with confidence. And confidence, my friend, is the real goal, because a person who speaks broken English confidently will always communicate better than a person who speaks perfect English silently out of fear. Fluency is not the absence of mistakes. Fluency is the presence of flow. So over the next 30 days, I want you to let go of one poisonous belief that has probably been holding you back for years, maybe even since childhood. The belief that you need to be perfect before you're allowed to speak. That belief is a lie. It has cost you thousands of hours of practice you never got because you were too afraid to open your mouth and be imperfect out loud. Every single fluent speaker you admire, every confident polyglot on YouTube, every diplomat, every actor speaking a second language on screen, they all sounded awkward once. They all made grammar mistakes in public. They all mispronounced words and felt embarrassed. The only difference between them and where you are right now is this. They kept speaking anyway. That's it. That's the entire secret. Not talent, not intelligence, repetition, done without shame, for 30 days in a row. All right? Let's get practical, because inspiration without action is just entertainment. Here are the 4 daily habits, the 4 pillars, that will physically retrain your mouth over the next 30 days. I want you to write these down. Shadowing means listening to a native speaker, a podcast, a movie clip, a YouTube video, and speaking at the exact same time as them, copying their rhythm, their speed, their intonation, almost like you're their shadow. Not translating, not thinking about grammar, just copying the sound and the feeling of the sentence with your own mouth. Do this for 10 minutes a day. Pick a short clip, 30 seconds, 1 minute, and repeat it 5, 10, even 20 times until your mouth starts to feel the natural rhythm of English instead of the rhythm of your native language. This single habit rewires how your jaw, tongue, and lips move. It is, without exaggeration, the fastest way to build a natural accent and natural flow. I know this sounds strange. Do it anyway. Every single day, spend 5 minutes speaking English out loud to yourself, describing your day, your plans, your opinions, anything, in the shower, while cooking, while walking. Why does this work? Because it removes the single biggest obstacle to fluency, the fear of judgment. When you talk to yourself, there's no one to laugh at your mistakes, no one to correct you, no one watching. Your mouth gets to practice producing English in real time, under zero social pressure, so that later, when real pressure shows up, your mouth already knows what to do. Every day, record yourself speaking for just 60 seconds on a random topic. Your weekend, your favorite food, your opinion on something in the news. Don't prepare. Don't script it. Just press record and talk for 1 minute straight, even if you pause, even if you say even if it feels messy, then listen back. This does 2 things. First, it builds your ability to think and speak simultaneously, the exact skill real conversations demand. Second, over 30 days, you will have 30 recordings, and when you listen to day 1 next to day 30, you will hear something remarkable. Proof, undeniable proof, that you have changed. The first 3 pillars build the muscle in private. This one tests it in public. At least 3 times a week, have a real conversation in English with a friend, a language partner, a tutor online, even a stranger in a language exchange app. It doesn't need to be long. 10 minutes is enough. This is the pillar people avoid the most because it's the most uncomfortable. But it's also the most important because it's the only one that simulates the real moment you're training for. Discomfort here is not a sign you're doing something wrong. Discomfort here is the exact sensation of your mouth building new muscle. Just like soreness after a workout means your body is growing stronger. Awkwardness after a real conversation means your fluency is growing stronger. 4 pillars. Shadowing. Talking to yourself. The 1 minute rule. Real conversation. 20 to 30 minutes a day. That's all this requires. Not hours. Not some impossible schedule. 20 to 30 focused minutes every single day for 30 days. Let me tell you what actually happens across these 30 days, week by week, so you know what to expect and you don't quit when it feels hard. Week 1 will feel awkward. You'll feel like you sound worse than you thought. This is normal. This is not regression. This is your brain becoming aware of mistakes it never noticed before. Awareness always feels uncomfortable before it feels useful. Week 2, something shifts. You'll notice certain phrases start coming out automatically without translating first. Small moments, a sentence that just appears in your mouth without effort. That is your muscle memory beginning to form. Week 3 is where most people quit, and I need you to know that in advance so you don't become most people. It's the week where progress feels invisible. You don't feel dramatically better than week 2. This is called the plateau, and every single fluent speaker in history has walked through this exact week and felt this exact frustration. The plateau is not the absence of progress. It is progress happening beneath the surface, where you can't see it yet. Just like a bamboo tree spends years growing roots underground before it shoots up 30 meters in 6 weeks. Week 4, the roots break the surface. Sentences start connecting into paragraphs. You catch yourself thinking a full thought in English before translating it. You respond to a question before you've had time to feel afraid. That is not magic. That is what 30 consistent days of mouth training does to a human brain. I want to speak honestly to you for a moment, because I think you already know the real enemy here. It's not grammar. It's not vocabulary. It's not your accent. It's fear. Fear of sounding stupid. Fear of being judged. Fear that people will hear your mistakes and think less of you. Here is something I need you to fully absorb. The people judging you for making mistakes in a second language have almost certainly never attempted to learn one themselves. Meanwhile, you, the person struggling, stumbling, mispronouncing words, you are doing something genuinely difficult and genuinely admirable. You are rewiring a human brain that has spent your entire life thinking in one language to think in another. That is not a small thing. That is one of the hardest cognitive tasks a human being can attempt. And you're choosing to attempt it anyway. So from today, make yourself a promise. Every time fear tells you to stay silent, you will speak one more sentence than fear wants you to. Not perfectly, not fluently, not yet. Just one more sentence than fear allows. Do that every day for 30 days, and fear will lose. It has no choice. Fear survives on silence, and you are about to stop giving it any. So here is what I want you to do. Starting today, not tomorrow, not next Monday, today. Pick one short English audio clip and shadow it for 10 minutes. Talk to yourself out loud for 5 minutes about anything at all. Record 60 seconds of yourself speaking and actually listen to it. That's day one. Small, doable, no excuses. Then tomorrow, do it again. And the day after that, and the day after that. 30 days from now, you will not be the same person reading or listening to these words right now. Your mouth will have said thousands of new sentences it had never said before. Your fear will have been challenged thousands of times and survived none of them intact. You will still make mistakes. You will still have an accent. That's not the goal, and it was never the goal. The goal is that you will open your mouth and words will come. Imperfect, human, real words, spoken with a confidence that fear used to steal from you. That version of you is not a fantasy. It is not some far-off dream reserved for people more talented than you. It is 30 days of daily practice away. Nothing more mysterious than that. So here's the only question left. Are you willing to train your mouth every single day for the next 30 days, even when it's awkward, even when it's uncomfortable, even when nobody's watching? Because if the answer is yes, day one starts right now. Go speak.